Chapter 9. Where do you want these? A burly guy wearing a flannel shirt and a black skull cap asks as he and his partner move the massive space heater into the house, struggling to keep it up off the ground. I cringe while holding the front door of the house open for them, still in my training clothes, gross and sweaty from early morning practice. Up those stairs and then, up the second flight of stairs to the roof. He gives me an incredulous look, but then, with a grunt, he and his partner move past me, tracking slush and mud across the floor. Tonight's the night. After the disaster of the team competition, Elisa is taking the ice in the individual ladies' free skate. Just 2 days ago, she completely nailed her short program, and she's sitting in second place, right between the two Russian girls. My older sister is one performance away from winning an Olympic medal, and there was no way the show was going to let us watch it without their cameras there to catch our reactions. It seems like that's what our lives have become in the last week, training and then sitting down to be filmed watching other people skate. Oh, and posting on social media to keep up the hype from the show, which still hasn't dropped that love triangle storyline. There's something almost comforting about it, though. All of us together, focusing on skating, determined to make sure we do better than the people who came before us, a weird sort of semi-existence outside of reality, like a bubble where we're being held in suspense. After Team USA's disappointing fifth-place finish, none of the individuals or couples have been able to secure a medal, but Elisa has a chance to change that tonight. Hence, the space heater is being brought up to the rooftop of our house, where we're having a viewing party for the team, our coaches and a few dozen other people, including some NFSC executives and sponsors who didn't make the trip to Beijing. The only reason my head isn't exploding is because the NFSC is footing the bill for this one, though that didn't stop Dad from calling all the way from China to make sure not a single detail was overlooked. He might be on the other side of the world, but the NFSC doesn't mess with Kellench without Dad's say-so. I grab a mop from the hall closet, wanting to get the congealed winter gunk off the entry's floor, and I'm just about to get started when Camille walks in and raises an eyebrow at me. "No," she says. "No?" "No," she affirms and reaches out, taking the mop from me. Last I heard, the girls were coming over to get ready together. "So?" I ask, shrugging. "I'll grab last shower. It's fine." "No," she says again. "Go up there now. They should be here any minute, and I swear you are going to sit back and enjoy yourself tonight. Nothing else. No hosting or cleaning up after anyone or dealing with—" She's cut off by the return of the space heater movers, who leave even more gunk in their wake as they head out to their truck to retrieve another one. "Camille?" "Adriana," she snaps, and then takes a deep breath. "Go. Have fun. You deserve it. You know that, right?" "Yeah," I say, eyeing that gunk. "I worry about you. You do too much, take too much on yourself. Maybe part of that's my fault. You remind me so much of your mom, but I need to remember more that you're not her. You're 16 years old." "With the professional athletic career," I remind her, but the compliment isn't lost on me. Camille loved Mom like a sister. Camille nods. "That's fair. But you still deserve to feel 16 sometimes." "Would you want to feel 16? "Oh, hell no. But that's the point. You want to look back when you're my age and know that for sure. So go upstairs, get dressed up, have fun tonight, and maybe even kiss a cute boy at some point." "Camille, I'm just saying." "Thanks for letting us raid your closets," Katya says, and Jillian nods, holding up one of Elisa's dresses against her. It came out of Maria's closet, but I recognize it immediately. My little sister giggles and shrugs when I turn to her with an eyebrow raised. "Don't go too crazy," I say. "Even with the space heaters, it's still like barely above freezing outside." Riley emerges from Maria's bathroom. "So what?" She's got on a pair of black leather pants and a bandeau top that shows off how hard she works on her abs, with a short leopard print winter coat on top of it. "Oh, Freddie is going to die when he sees you like that," Jillian squeaks. "Oh, and you and Adriana match," Katya says, motioning to the leather leggings I'm wearing. I've got a black long-sleeved lace top on. It's the outfit Elisa put together for me when we shot our family Christmas card last year. All black outfits, which didn't quite match the holiday spirit, but apparently the style fit the aesthetic of the card she'd picked out. "Let's take a picture," Riley says, bounding toward me, and we pose quickly for her to snap a selfie she posts with a cute caption about how we're twinning. It's only a second or two later that she lets out a short shriek. Freddie liked it, like immediately. I think tonight is finally the night. "You're going to tell him how you feel?" I ask, glancing around the room. Everyone's eyes are trained on Riley, who's still staring at her phone. "Yep, it's the perfect time to do it. It'll be so romantic with all those lights you have hung around the rooftop and Boston across the river all lit up in the dark." "It'll be perfect," Jillian says, and the rest of them giggle in response. She's right. That would be perfect. My phone buzzes, and I glance at it quickly, a handy excuse to not react to what Riley said. "Braden's here," I murmur, and the room goes quiet. "What?" "You and Braden," Katya says. Jillian lets out a giggle. Like, yeah, are you ever going to spill? Like, I know you didn't want to talk in front of the boys, but it's just us now. "It's not that I just... It's okay if you don't want to talk about it," Riley says, "but I would like to discuss the way he looks at you, because, girl, it is fire." "Yeah," I admit, and it's not even a lie. Braden does have a way of looking at you like you're the only girl in the world, and he's completely uninterested in anything else in the universe. "So, what else is he good at?" Katya asks, but I just roll my eyes, and they burst into a fit of laughter, letting me off the hook. It's not like I haven't thought about it, but I'd always shoved him into this box in my head. He's my partner and my friend, but anything else wasn't even the slightest bit possible. Except, maybe the universe is pushing us together. I'm not sure if I believe in fate or signs or whatever, but lately it feels like I'm being pulled to him, the way the show has framed our relationship, the way the entire world seems to be reacting to us, and then him suggesting we pretend. All of those things feel like I should just give in to the inevitable, but that's not how things like this are supposed to go, is it? Isn't love supposed to be a thing you know? A thing that feels right? You either want to be with someone or you don't. My phone buzzes again. Braden, getting impatient. I stride to my bedroom door, throw it open, and Braden's standing there, hand raised and ready to knock. The girls behind me let out another chorus of giggles. "Ladies," he says, winking over my shoulder at them, before looking down at me, a slow grin spreading across his face. "And you look like Elisa picked my outfit." He sends me a withering eye roll, and I laugh, sliding past him, grabbing his hand as I go. "Let's go." There's already a small crowd gathered on the rooftop when we make it up the stairs. Music is playing softly in the background, and strings of lights hang from post to post, brightening up the space. Without Dad here to direct traffic, the party is way more low-key than almost any we've ever had at Kellynch, aside from the cameras moving around the space, shooting footage of all the guests. At the far end, a large projection screen is set up for when the competition starts up in a few minutes, with a view of the river and Boston's skyline rising in the distance. The space in front of it lined with tables and chairs so everyone can sit, eat, and watch. The heat spacers, pushed back against the brick half walls surrounding the roof, are actually keeping the air comfortable. Still, my sleeves are only thin lace, not enough to stop a chill running through me. If I'd been in charge of everything, I would have moved the party inside, but that was the point Camille was trying to make earlier. I'm not in charge. This isn't my responsibility. I'm just supposed to have fun and cheer on my sister tonight, and that's what I plan on doing. The group around us has swelled to include the other boys, all of whom have scrounged semi-formal outfits together, button-downs and dress pants, but they look underdressed compared to the girls. I wonder if this is what a high school dance feels like. I've always figured they're awkward as hell, completely nerve-wracking, and that maybe girls took them a little more seriously than the guys. I guess some things are universal. There's a bartender in the corner, and I spy what looks like a coffee machine. "Anyone want drinks?" I ask, but no one seems to hear me, so I slip away, wanting something hot to stave off the cold. The cup is warm in my hands, and I hold it close, inhaling the scent. My addiction is real, because my entire body buzzes a little at the incoming caffeine.
"What are the odds," Braden says when I make my way back toward the group that's formed a small circle near one of the massive heaters, "that you let me add a little something to that drink?" He's in all black, even the crisp shirt blending in with the night sky. I wrinkle my nose as he pats at the pocket of his suit jacket. That's probably where he's hiding a flask of whatever he'd like to spike my drink with tonight. Take the edge off, or whatever. Riley lets out a short giggle, while Katya and Jillian look on with their eyes wide. Jimmy snickers, and Charlie raises an eyebrow at me, while Freddie leans over and whispers something to Ben, who shrugs, shaking his head. What did he ask? I'm suddenly desperate to know, but there's no way I'm going to ask. The urge to do something is so strong, I channel it in a different direction. One eye too. Braden quirks a grin at me when I turn to face him again. "You sure?" "Let's go," I shoot back. Our fists fly out, and on Bree, I put down one finger, and he puts down two. Laughing in victory, I take a nice long sip of the coffee, burning my tongue a little bit, but not caring in the slightest, smiling at the group who laughs with me, Braden just rolling his eyes in mock annoyance at his loss. "Everyone?" Camille calls, and the music abruptly cuts off. "The competition is about to get started if you could take your seats." There are tables reserved for us near the front, mostly so the cameras can get our reactions as everything in Beijing is beamed back to our screen. I make sure to grab Maria and pull her into the chair next to mine, while Braden slides beside me. "You ready for this?" he asks, his arm around the back of my chair. "As I'll ever be," I say, suddenly nervous. "It's gonna be okay." Is it, though? There's a lot riding on Elisa's shoulders tonight. She's an underdog for sure, but a win, or really a medal of any color, would be massive. Not only would she be an Olympic medalist, but the sponsorships alone might keep Dad from having to mortgage the house at least. It should put a dent into the debt, right? That's the kind of thing Olympic victory brings. But what if she loses? Shit, what if she loses? I never even give myself room to really consider that before. It was always a given. Elisa would go to the Olympics and she'd win a medal, and this constant pressure would ease. But what if she doesn't? No, that's tempting fate. I'm not going to think about that. Except now that it's in my head, I can't stop. I trail off as the broadcast starts, the announcers introducing the competitors as they warm up on the ice, a cheer going up when Elisa skates across the screen, her blonde hair curled to perfection, ready to skate to her Taylor Swift melody the crowds always love. I'll be right back. I can't even give voice to it, the sudden panic that I'm going to watch my sister succeed or fail at her lifelong dream in front of all of these people, on camera for the world to see. I don't want to watch. I can't watch. I slide out of my chair. Maria doesn't even notice. I'm sure Camille does, but I don't look back. I just slowly move between the tables, smiling at everyone as I pass them until I'm at the door that leads downstairs. I slip through it and then stop in my tracks. Freddie's there, silent as usual, but brow furrowed at my appearance. He looks over my shoulder as the door slams shut behind me, and I cringe. Everyone probably heard that and looked over, and maybe now they're noticing that I'm gone. "Are you—" he rasps and then clears his throat. "Are you okay?" I shake my head. "I don't think I can—" He tilts his head down, his eyes finding mine, and the tension in his face softens. "Do you want me to get someone for you?" It goes unspoken that he's not the person who can be there for me right now, even if he clearly kind of gets what I'm feeling. Of course he does. He always did. Like when my mom got sick and he stuck by me. A wave of memories hits me in a way I haven't let in way too long. Like when he would sit next to me, holding my hand when everything hurt too much to skate. When he did the same thing at the wake, and then the funeral, and then the months after that when I couldn't bring myself to skate at all, not knowing if I'd ever be able to stomach getting on the ice again. And how did I repay him for all that? When I grew faster than he did, I dropped him. I didn't wait for him like he did for me, and he should hate me for it. Really hate me. And he doesn't. Maybe I hate myself enough for the both of us. My voice cracks before I can force out the word okay. You're not, he insists, and he's reaching out now for my hand, and I pull back before he can take it, because if he does, I don't think I'm going to be able to stop the tears that are already threatening to fall. His jaw twitches, his hand retreating to his side, clenched in a fist. Great job. He's just trying to help, and I made him feel shit. I'm sorry, I start, and his expression softens. I didn't... The door behind me swings open. There you are, Braden says, clear relief in his voice. She's about to go on, and everyone's wondering where you went. Oh, hey, man. Freddie quirks a grin at Braden over my shoulder and does that chin nod thing boys do.
I close my eyes and take a deep breath before turning away from Freddie and back toward the thing I was running away from just a few seconds ago. I don't really want to go back out, but I have to. What was I even thinking? Sorry, I say, sending Braden a tight smile. I needed some air. Inside? He asks, raising his eyebrows and then glancing back to Freddie with an expression that clearly reads, "Girls, am I right?" Yeah, I needed some warm air. It's freezing out there, I correct. Let's go before we miss it. We slide back into our chairs as Elisa settles into the middle of the ice, moving into her starting pose and waiting for her music to begin. As the harmonies of Taylor Swift's Gold Rush pour out of the speakers in the arena and onto the rooftop, Braden's hand slides over mine, squeezing. I let out a breath and watch my older sister glide across the ice. Here's the triple loop she had trouble with during the team competition, the broadcaster says, and my stomach plummets before she even takes off, because I've watched Elisa do that skill more times than I can count, and I know what's about to happen. She put too much power into it, probably an overcorrection from when she fell the other night, and she can't control the landing, and she's down before I can pull in a breath to hold. The music keeps playing, but she stays down. Braden's grip on my hand is like a vice, and I lean forward, trying to get closer to the screen. Then Elisa pushes up to her skates, and relief slides through me, but it doesn't last long. She skates furiously, skipping through some of her choreography with perfunctory carelessness, something that will kill her performance component score. And then she goes into another jump, this one a combination, triple flip, triple toe, and she never makes it to the toe, just goes sprawling to the ice. And she gets up again, her face red, her mouth set in a furious line, but it doesn't matter. It's over. Her dreams are dead.